Hey, I am Renee the Realtor and welcome to the Desert Life. Here to give you a market update on the real estate market here in Phoenix. Now, before we jump into our numbers for this week, I want to talk real quickly about mortgage rates. A few weeks ago, I talked about mortgage rates and had a projection that they were going to increase. We also talked about if the Feds tapered off their bond purchases, that will more than likely affect mortgage rates. As a matter of fact, it more than likely will cause the mortgage rates to go up. So this week we have seen an increase in mortgage rates. And as a matter of fact, they are the highest that they've been in about 8 months. And so we're seeing a decline in refinance applications. However, we've seen a slight increase of about 4% of mortgage applications. However, year over year, they're down. Mortgage applications are down by like around 9%. My projection is still the same that I said a few weeks ago, that I believe that mortgage rates will continue to rise sometime in 2022, especially if the Feds taper off their bond purchases. It's only going to affect mortgage rates. And so when we see these mortgage rates rise, that's really going to affect housing affordability. And so we're going to see less activity and more homes on the market. And then also, the other thing I want to talk about is foreclosures, at least the mortgage relief programs. I also talked about this as well a few weeks ago, and we're seeing a lot of these programs coming to an end. I should say we are seeing these programs come to an end for a lot of homeowners. And I talked about, if you haven't seen that video, I talked about how homeowners, they have options. It's still a seller's market and they have a lot of equity, especially with the rate of appreciation. And so homeowners will more than likely sell before going into foreclosure to get their equity, to walk away with their equity. However, you may have some homeowners that can't keep up or make up those missed mortgage payments. So this in turn may affect the number of active lists or the number of listings that we see on the market. So it may increase our supply. So we just have to keep our eye out on that. All right, so let's talk about the active listings since we're on that topic. So as of October 28th, our active listings are 7,531. This does not include homes that are under contract. These are just active listings. Now, when we compare that to just 1 month ago, back in September 28th, that number was 7,374. So we see that as a 2% increase from last month to this month. However, when we compare that from this time last year, October 28th of 2020, we see that it's a 10% decrease. So month over month is an increase, but year over year is a decrease as far as active listings. But active listings as of October 28th, we see that we have more homes on the market than we did last month. So that is good for buyers, gives buyers a little more flexibility or a little bit more options there. And then the sales per month. The sales per month as of October 28th were 9,045. When we compare that to last month, September, it was 8,790. So that is about a 3% increase from last month to this month. Now, when we compare that to last year it was 9,743 1 year ago, October 28th. So that is a 8% decrease year over year. So it just looks like what I've been saying over the last few weeks, a market cool down. However, we are seeing more homes on the market. Again, that's good for buyers. All right, so our median monthly sales price for the greater Phoenix area, this includes all dwellings, okay, and this is as of October 29th, that number is 420,000. And that's actually an increase of about 2% from September. September, the monthly median sales price was 411,000. So that's a 2% increase from last month to this month. When we break that down for just single family homes, the monthly median sales price just for single family homes only was 440,000. When we compared that to September, it was 435,000. So an increase of about $5,000 there, okay? Now I do want to talk about, which I've talked about before, the closings over list price. So far, as of October 29th, we still have a few days left in October, so this number could change. And also the monthly median sales price could change because we still do have a few months left in October. But for the closings over list price, as of October 29th, so let me tell you this, the total sales that we've had so far as of October 29th was 6,956. Of those, 47% closed over list price. So that's still, it's not the majority, but it's still a nice percentage. So if you're thinking about putting your house on the market, there is a high chance that you will get over asking price. Now, depending on where you price your home, that's something to consider as well. So our popular price range is still the $3,000 to $400,000 price range. 58.9% of those homes listed in that price range closed over list price. Now, the second most popular price range is $400,000 to $500,000. And of those homes sold, 46.8% of those homes closed over list price. So I'm sharing this information with you just in case you are a homeowner, you're thinking about putting your house on the market, trying to get an idea of, if you're going to get over list price, there's a high chance that you will. Of course, you want to price it correctly. You don't want to go in pricing it at the max. You want to make sure that it's priced correctly compared to the homes that have recently sold in your area. But based on the numbers here, there is a high chance that you will get over asking price. All right, so let's talk about, as we always do every week, our Cromford Market Index. Now, again, if you're new, this number or this piece of information, the Cromford Market Index, it gives us a general balance in the market. Okay, if this number, the Cromford Market Index, if this number is around 100, that lets us know that the market is as balanced as possible. If it's greater than 100, it is a seller's market. If it is if it's less than 100, it is a buyer's market. Okay, so keep that in mind because I want to share some numbers over the past few years and then also going back to 2008. So as of October 23rd, the Cromford Market Index so far for October is 346.5. Still way over 100. It's actually been hovering around 345, 347 for some time now. So it's still a seller's market, Now last year, the Cromford Market Index was 354.7. Still way above 100, just a little bit higher than it was last year. In 2019, it was 195.6. So it was still above 100, so seller's market, but not as much as it was today, okay? Now, when we compare this number to 2008, when we had the big housing crash, everyone's familiar with that, right? The Cromford Market Index was 54.2, well below 100. It was a buyer's market then. So I just wanted to share that information with you so you can compare. Like in 2008, it was 54.2, way below 100, buyer's market. As of this week, October 23rd, it's 346.5. So if you can see the difference there, so we're still in a seller's market. And then we're going to end with our supply and demand index. And so we'll start with our demand index. If the demand index, if this number is over 100, we have more demand than usual. If it's less than 100, we have less demand than usual. And if it's around 100, it's as normal as possible. Demand is normal as possible, okay? So the demand index, and this is just for the Phoenix area, because I can actually break this number down by city. So today I'm just going to break it down by Phoenix, okay? So the demand index is 102.9. and it's actually been hovering around 100 the past few weeks, the demand index. So demand is about as normal as possible. However, you know that we have to consider supply. So our supply index, if this number is greater than 100, we have more supply than normal. If it's less than 100, we have less supply than normal. And if it's around 100, supply is as normal as possible. Okay, so the supply index for the Phoenix area is 31.2. So still way below 100. It's been below 100 for some time now. So we have less supply than usual. Demand is as normal as possible, but demand is, or I should say supply is not keeping up with demand, which is why we're seeing a seller's market. So if you ever have any questions, if there's a particular city that you would like more information on, please drop a comment below and I'll be happy to get that information to you. I'm Renee the Realtor. As always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.